We're on.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you everyone who's here for joining us for the Rainbow Safety Squad informational session. We are so excited that you're here. And I wanted to go through a couple of housekeeping items. You might have heard this before we started recording, but just once again, there's a few things in the chat for you. We have a link to our link tree. Specifically, what you're going to want to look for there is the link to our expression of interest form where you can sign up for our email list. And then we have a link to a survey because we're trying to find the best time for our first general meeting. So we would love it if you would join our email list to stay up to date on all things Rainbow Safety Squad. And it's going to be a good place to be a part of if you want to join us in a greater capacity moving forward. And then also, we'll have you do that survey when you get the chance. And then let's see, there's a couple of other things when you have questions and comments as you're moving through this, as we're moving through the presentation, send those to William. Yep, see William on the screen. Direct message those via Zoom to William because we will have the format of this session such that the first 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, is going to be us telling you about Rainbow Safety Squad, how we got here, why we're doing it, what we've done, where we're going. And then after that, we'll move into a recorded segment of questions and comments, and those will be read by William. Those will have been submitted via the chat. And then we'll move into a non-recorded portion. We'll turn the recording off and we'll welcome any more questions and comments if you want to raise your hand via the Zoom functionality. That's going to be under your react, that little heart at the bottom. So raise your hands during that portion and then you can come off of mute. Please, when you do come off of mute, say your name so that Krusty, our great ASL interpreter from ASL for Social Justice ATX, shout out, can know who's talking and do the interpreting for you. So those are the housekeeping items. We talked about the format of the meeting. Now we're ready to get into the introductions, and we will kick that off with William.
Marhaba. My name is William. Making this short, Gwendolyn wanted to make sure I shared my activist cred. So I helped to launch the Riot Grrrl movement in the 90s and the disability justice movement in the 2000s. And currently I am a therapist and I'm a sister of perpetual indulgence in the Weird City Sisters in Austin. And it's great to be here.
Hi, everybody. My name's Dan. I'm the buyer, GM, and promoter for Package Austin. And I'm also a local artist and musician here in the city. So playing a lot of gigs and loving to help our community. And I want to thank you guys for showing up.
Hey everyone, my name is Gwendolyn, and I'm a queer performer and doer of good deeds, both inside and outside of formal groups, going all the way back to the early 90s.
Hi, my name is Colin. I have been an Austinite for more than 20 years, and in that entire time, I've been involved in nonprofits, serving both our local community and in statewide initiatives.
Yep, and I'm Zan. I am currently living in Dallas after a move from Austin, which is where I met Gwendolyn. And I do a lot of work in the joy space, specifically helping people reconnect with their joy and the resilience that can be found through joy, especially when things get really dark. And I am very excited to bring that energy into Rainbow Safety Squad. And we also have another member of our team who is currently on break. They are involved in disability work and mutual aid in California and Texas, and they're excited to rejoin the team and meet everyone soon. And they really wanted us to thank you all from the bottom of their quote, queer heart. So thank you all so much for being here. And now that you have
Bernadette, did we skip Bernadette? Bernadette, did you
Yes.
go?
oh no. I'm
Hi,
like,
everyone.
ready.
I was just trying to wait. Hi, everyone. I'm Bernadette. She, her. I have a diverse security background, 20 plus years, coming from corporate security, transportation security, to supply chain security and corrections. I moved to Austin in 2005, and I found a community here that welcomed me and now feels like home. So I'm grateful to be here and be a part of this. So welcome.
Excellent. Save the best for last, Bernadette.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now that y'all have gotten a little peek at the faces behind Rainbow Safety Squad, we're going to read you the statements that define who we really are as a group and what vision we have for the community and how we want to serve.
So starting with our mission statement, so this is what we came up with. Rainbow Safety Squad's mission is to create a safer environment in Austin's LGBTQ plus entertainment districts by deterring harassment and violence using de-escalation techniques and by participating in harm reduction strategies.
Moving on to our value statement, Rainbow Safety Squad is a community-oriented group committed to harm reduction and anti-violence activism. We serve those we assist with unconditional love while striving to provide a fun and positive volunteer opportunity for those of you who wish to help create a safer Austin for the LGBTQ community and the entertainment districts.
Our vision statement, Rainbow Safety Squad's vision is to create a safe environment for the expression of queer and trans joy. Our slogan, no one walks alone.
And this is our elevator pitch. The concept for Rainbow Safety Squad is to have at least one team each respectively assigned to the 4th Street cluster of LGBTQIA plus businesses and to the Red River LGBTQIA plus strip. That is with the businesses on the 4th Street cluster, including, but not limited to, Coconut Club, Neon Grotto, Trap House Caribbean, Oil Can Harry's, Rain on 4th, Highland Lounge, and the Iron Bear. And with the businesses on Red River, including, but not limited to, Cheer Up Charlie's, Elysium, Swan Dive, and Barbarella's. These teams will be trained in de-escalation techniques, first aid, CPR, and Narcan administration. Their primary function will be to help any person in need of assistance in these areas get safely to and from their cars, ride shares, and buses, but they will also assist in lending a hand where needed, especially in regards to safety. The soft launch would involve having one team on each strip on Friday and Saturday nights while recording data on how much of what kind of help we are providing and soliciting feedback from people we assisted. Once the soft launch is complete, we will expand to additional nights of the week with proper support in its fully realized form. Rainbow Safety Squad would operate 7 nights a week, including extra teams on the busiest nights, facilitate the use of golf carts to safely and efficiently get people from the clubs to their rides home, and have a dispatch number for people calling to request assistance. And that is our vision.
This project and this group is really continuing a long history of the community stepping up to protect community. In 1990, a group called the Pink Panthers was formed in New York City that did exactly this. There were a series of gay and trans hate crimes happening in the city, and a group of people got together to walk the streets and really make sure that people were safe and protected, and if anyone was in harm's way, they could help them. In January of 2019, a hate crime happened in Austin. It happened downtown in the club district, and it made me very angry. And I remembered our history, our LGBTQIA plus history of coming together to protect people, not just our people, but people, just anyone in the community. So I started a group called Rainbow Patrol. And for about 3 to 6 months, a group of I put out a call on Facebook and got people to stand up. And we would go out on Friday and Saturday night from about 11 p.m. to 3 a.m., walking the streets, being visible, being together, being disruptors if anything was happening, and really being helpers to anyone in need. And what we encountered was a whole bunch of people. It wasn't just our LGBTQIA plus community. It was anybody trying to have a good time downtown. And it was hard to maintain. It was hard to sustain with a group of volunteers. And Gwendolyn reached out to me a few months ago wanting to restart something like this. And I am happy to lend my advice on what we learned and also how we approached it. It was really rooted in anti-violence and de-escalation and disruption. Just being a group of people that could round a corner and be visible really disrupted a lot of things and prevented things from happening. And also, we just help people along the way. So I'm glad to be a part of this continuation of a long history of ours.
Yeah, thanks, Colin. We're so glad that you're here. And thank you for the information about the history and for planting the seed that we're now collectively watering, that is Rainbow Safety Squad. So with that, now you know a little bit about where we come from, and Gwendolyn is going to talk about how we got here and what we have done so far.
Thank you. So yeah, just briefly, how we got to where we are is that, as Colin mentioned, I was a huge fan of the original Pink Panthers, and so I was extremely excited when Rainbow Patrol started up. And I was hanging out with some friends on election night. We were all looking at our phones at the same time when it became really clear which way the election was going to go. And I was just like, man, we're gonna need something like Rainbow Patrol again. And everyone was like, yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, right. Why don't we do that? So I reached out to friends who had experience and who were also just fun and funny people and a joy to spend time with. And we started meeting as a group in the spring. And so here's what we've done so far. So, as you just heard, we drafted our mission statement, value statement, vision statement, elevator pitch, and slogan. We reached out to former city council member Jimmy Flanagan, in attendance tonight, who was the first openly gay city council member in Austin and who has been an absolutely invaluable resource for explaining how city funding works. He has also offered to assist us with short-term funding, or to raise short-term funding while we work to secure city funding and pursue possible grant funding. We will be we met with current city council member Zoe Quadri's chief of staff, Sarah Barge, in July, and council member Quadri inserted some language into a then pending anti-hate crimes resolution stating the city's intention to fund a downtown safety escort program, and the resolution passed unanimously. We also spoke at the LGBTQ Quality of Life Commission at City Hall to introduce ourselves, and we have been invited back for future discussions. We've also investigated what is involved with registering as a 501c3, and we are currently looking into the possibility of finding another nonprofit to serve as an umbrella organization until we have gained our own official nonprofit status. And we've embarked on, as many of you know, outreach to club ownership and management for the businesses mentioned in the elevator pitch, and to as large a swath of the community as possible to invite people to this session to contribute input and for potential volunteers.
Ooh. Yeah. So as y'all can see, we've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to build a solid foundation for the ultimate sustainability and success of Rainbow Safety Squad. So now we have talked about what we've done, and Colin is going to talk a little bit about where we're going from here.
Up until now, our work has been geared towards drafting a vision of an anti-violence group committed to de-escalation and safety that serves all people in Austin's LGBTQIA plus entertainment districts in order to invite other people who share our vision and to join us, which is why we're all here talking to you. We are at the point where we are now reaching out to others of all backgrounds, including allies who share our vision and want to help make it a reality. It really will take everyone in our community to make our downtown district safer. So while we are rooted in the queer experience, this really is a group that is going to serve everyone. There will be two primary categories of volunteers that we're going to need. The eventual boots on the ground to be those street teams to do the walking at night in the districts. We also need all of the people doing the policy making and behind the scenes work necessary to make this a success. So don't worry if that walking at night is a daunting task. We have a lot of opportunities to participate, but those behind the scene roles include policy making, feedback and suggestions, graphic design, social media, web design, our outreach and community engagement, fundraising, grant writing, and being a liaison to other groups in the city to bring more people into this project.
Yeah, there are a lot of roles for volunteer participation here. So don't count yourself out if you don't see yourself in any of those we specifically listed, because we are growing, we are expanding, we are evolving, and it's more than likely if you want to be involved that there is a place for you. And now speaking a little bit also about participation from the clubs, we really want this, and I think there are some club owners on here. Thank you all for attending. Seriously, we want this to be a collaborative approach, right? A collaborative effort, and we really want to serve as a resource for you, helping inebriated, helping sober, helping red, yellow, green, blue, sideways, up, all kinds of humans getting to where they're going safely. All right. Like Colin said, it's for everyone. If there is a human in need, we want to be able to help them and support y'all in ensuring that they leave your establishment and get to where they're going safely. We also want to help people who have maybe just lost their phones or their friends and help them get reconnected with them. And one of the best ways right now that y'all can help us is by sharing about what we're doing on your social media, reposting, tagging, talking about it, any way that you can help us spread the word so we can help raise awareness and recruit volunteers is going to be incredibly helpful. And the specifics of the logistics will come together as we get further on our launch for boots on the ground. So again, thank you for being willing to partner with us in this. And we really look forward to creating a safer space for everyone in those entertainment districts. Now, for individuals, we really do want to get boots on the ground as quickly as possible, but it's so important to us that we do it in a responsible way. We have not been trying to rush through any of this. We really want to have our I's dotted and our T's crossed. So, for right now, the most important things that you can do, as I mentioned at the beginning, sign up for our email list. There's a link in the chat for our expression of interest form. That will put you on our email list. You'll be up to date on what we're doing. You'll also be up to date on when our first general meeting is going to get scheduled, and you can be involved with that. The idea of that meeting, as it stands right now, is to kind of get an understanding of who's in the room, who wants to do what, who has what to offer, resources, skills, things like that, just getting to know everyone. So for that meeting, you can also, we need you to submit your response to our survey. There's a link for the survey in the chat too. And that is going to help us figure out when the best time for our first general meeting is going to be. And then lastly, you can follow us on social media. Facebook, we got a Facebook page, we got an Instagram account. So please follow us there, engage with us. Like, the way we grow is through community. This is really a grassroots effort, and we are so appreciative of all the help that you all are providing and have already provided in getting the word out about what we're doing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And one more thing, there's going to be an email that goes out after this that will also have the links in there just in case you don't get around to clicking them right now. Okay. So thank you again for being here, for learning about what we're doing. That concludes the informational part of our program. So now we're going to move into, if there are questions that have been submitted or comments that have been submitted to William, we'll move into that segment.
I haven't gotten anything yet. So basically, if you want to, you can raise your hand and ask a question over audio. Also, you can send a chat to me and I will say your question or comment anonymously. So we're going to record this part, but then I think we're also going to stop recording, right? And then if there's stuff that you don't want to say or ask on the recording, then there'll also be a chance for you to do that when we finish. Yeah, but so far I don't have anything, but that could change.
Good job. Nobody has any questions.
Everyone's like, great, thanks, bye.
Oh,
Get good information.
we should promote the emailing list because we said that an email was going to go out, but if anyone arrived late, there's a link in the chat that goes to our email list. That way, I mean, we appreciate being followed on social media, but like, what if you don't log on to Instagram that day or the algorithm doesn't show you the post? That'll take you there. And also, just to recap, we are going to be having our first general meeting somewhere in the first week of December. So we currently have a survey. The link is also pinned in the chat. It's also on our link tree if you need to find it later. But we have some time slots, and people can just fill out as many of those that work for them, and we'll go with whatever works for the most people.
I see a hand raised here. Are we still recording or
We're
do you?
recording right now.
Yeah, we were gonna, so if people want to have their question on, on the record, then they can ask now or their comment.
Okay.
Kitty?
Hey.
Hi, I'm so excited about the work that you guys are doing. I'm Kitty Von Quim, a local performer and a transplant from San Francisco. I saw Gwendolyn on Sunday at Queer Campfire Storytime, where they shared all of this, and I was really, really excited, and I am really energized to put my energy and my anger and feelings somewhere, especially into the safety of this community. I just wanted to share a comment. In San Francisco in 2010, there is this punk performer named Lynn Breedlove who created an organization called Homobiles, which had a very similar mission. Their tagline was Mo's taking hoes where they need to goes. And it was a taxi service before Lyft or Uber where you could text and get a ride share from the club to home or to wherever, which Lynn started. He started this taking a trans sex worker back to a hotel, making sure that they got in safe. But the conversation continued like about the lack of safety in ride shares or taxis because, especially like a performer who might be coated in glitter, somebody might not want them in their car. And then or just the prejudices of like how they present. So this rideshare was very active, probably up until like the rideshare community really got more up, but they did revive in January of 2025, bringing people from the LA fires to safe places in California. So I just wanted to share that they're a great resource for this work and would love to share any of their information. But I'm really excited as somebody who used Homobiles quite a lot as a burlesque and drag performer in the San Francisco community. Thank you for your work.
Thank
I
you.
remember Lynn from back in the day from Tribe 8, so that's great.
I knew I knew that name. Has anyone submitted any written questions? Okay.
No, we could stop the recording and see if it makes people feel more chatty.
Let's go ahead and do that. How do I do that? Sorry, I'm not a Zoom savvy person.
It should be right where you clicked to record, right? At the bottom. Since you hit record, I think it's.
Ah, I got it. All right, this concludes our recording. Thank you for joining us if you're watching this online.